everybody, it's Kelly, and I'm back with another layout, and I'm finishing up some of my summer scrapbooking from last year. I'm going to use this blue paper, which is from the American Crafts Obed Marshall Buenos Dias Always. I'm sorry, that's not right. The blue paper is Doodlebug Petite Prints Blue Jean Gingham Linen. And I'm going to add these 4 photos that I have cropped to 4x4, or not 4x4. Yeah, about 4x4. Close enough. And then I'm going to add it on this background. So I was kind of inspired. I had done a live and I used this Obed Marshall Buenos Dias collection. And this is one of the last few intact 12x12 pieces that I had, and I really wanted to use it up. I love this paper, but it felt like it would be hard to work with. And I had these photos of my grandson with one of his grandmothers and part of her family, which is really his family. I guess it's her husband's family. And it felt beachy to me, even though this is around the lake. And I have been to this lake, and it feels it just has a feel to it. So that's what I guess, this sort of beachy, almost sandy feel, and I thought this paper was good for it. So that's where that's all coming from. I am playing around with a few things from that collection, one of them being that die cut title there that says adventures, and then that tag. And then also I was thinking about using that piece of frame, but I decided not to do that. And that is from the Obed Marshall Buenos Dias Ephemera collection. And I'm kind of thinking I'm going to need to add something else in this kind of cluster up here. So I go to the chipboard from the Buenos Dias collection and find this really bright arrow. And I like the way that kind of pops off the adventures thing. Adventures isn't enough of a title, so I know I'm going to be playing with that. So, I'll figure that out eventually. But I love how that looks with all of this. I love it kind of laid out over that tag. And now I know I need some extra space there. So I pulled the tag up a little bit there to give myself a little bit more room once I decide on what that other word is going to be. And I kind of know what it's going to be. Now, I'm looking at this and there's a lot of bright yellow there just because of that arrow. So I want to add some bright yellow at the bottom. So I go to my LE Studio label stickers, the yellow ones, and grab one of those to help with that. I'm thinking I want to add this flower in somewhere. And kind of playing with it, and I determine that maybe up there, but it doesn't feel like it's fitting. So I put that back on the chipboard sheet, and I go with that yellow and white flower again to add some more yellow down in that cluster. Now, this flower has green leaves. So I thought it looked too simple without them. There's no green on this. Well, there is a little bit of green in the grass, but no green paper or embellishments or anything. So that's going to help me determine what that title is going to look like at the top as a little giveaway. Because I want to bring that green in, right? Otherwise it would be the only thing on the page, and I don't want to do that from a design perspective. I want to at least add some in there. And since there is a little bit of green in the pictures, it's hard to see, at least on my screen. Hopefully you're going to see it a little bit better. So this is what I'm going to do. I grabbed these mint letter stickers, which are from the LE Studio letters and numbers in the mint color. And I'm going to spell out the word golden, which has something to do with the place name for where they are. And then also I just like the idea that there's a lot of that yellow, goldy yellow in here, so that's kind of a nod to that as well. So something that, again, I always like to say, I like to pull things into my embellishments or the papers that sort of speak to me about what this is, to remind me of something. Now, I wasn't here, but I know the place, and I've been to this particular place, so it all made sense to me anyway. All right, so I'm just getting those letters off of there. I'm liking how that looks. I'm going to play with this word a little bit. I didn't get it on completely straight. And there's my lovely little Cricut tool to help me out. Okay, and now I'm trying to figure out what kind of enamel dots I want to use. And I find these from Altenew. They're the Red Cosmos colorway, but it has this really nice peachy colored dot, which works really well with the peachy color in the title and in that background paper. So I love how there's a little green nod to the grass and the flower leaves there. But I also really love how that blue, which reminds me of water, and they're at a lake, has a big, that's a big hint to where they are. And because that color is so dark and different than everything else, it just draws you right in. There's a lot of blue in the photographs too. So even though it's not in the background paper, I think it's fine that it's not there. A little bit of blue, obviously, in that tag. And then I'm going to add some more blue because I grabbed this twine from the Paper Studio, which is Hobby Lobby's line. I've talked about this a lot. It came in a pack of like 12 or something like that. And I really enjoyed that. All right, there's the still shot and a couple of detail shots. Hope you're all well, and I'll be back with another layout soon. Bye, everybody.